Good evening and welcome back to The Turn. I'm your host, Ronnie Salami. We're going to give a big thanks to the studio audience for joining us for another episode. And no, you will not be getting this time back. Once again, I'd like to welcome Big Mike and the Dynamite.
It's good to be here.
Who's your friend?
Who?
All right, you know what, never mind. Okay, well, tonight's episode is a little bit different than our usual format tonight. We are diving into the world's famous tabletop role-playing game, Dungeons & Dragons. Dungeons & Dragons has been around since the 1970s, and this game has seen a massive resurgence with television shows like Stranger Things, making nerds think it's cool. Sales of D&D related items have increased by double digits percentage in the last 10 years, so it's time we take a crack at it and see what all the hype is about. So, without further ado, welcome to The Turn. Big Mike and the Dynamite, let's hear it.
1, 2. The Turn.
Thank you, Big Mike and the Dynamite, and thank you to our studio audience for joining us for tonight's episode. It's bound to be a bumpy ride filled with adventure and magic. But first, let's meet our guest for this evening. So, the newcomer to the show who says he's just here to have a good time, let's welcome Leon DeFleur.
What's good? I'm Leon DeFleur. I work at a smoke shop down the street. I got my bachelor's in astronomy, and I was dishonorably discharged from the Peace Corps.
All right, that was a lot of
Good job,
information.
Leon.
Always appreciate that. Our next guest back as always, because I'm pretty sure he lives here, it's Cledus.
That's right. I'm gonna start doing my imitation right now for my character. I'm too excited. So.
Okay.
Oi, I'm Cledus. Yes, I'm a barbarian, and I'm from Chico Hills, California.
Okay, that was pretty mystical. All right, well, fulfilling the role of our dungeon master tonight is the Mr. Pete O'Donnell.
Hey, I've been working on this campaign for the last 7 years. So if you guys screw it up, I will go home and probably cry for several hours.
Stupid.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's a lot of pressure. Anyway, so our final guest of the night is a self-proclaimed Dungeons & Dragons expert. Say hello to Glenn Huberts.
Self-proclaimed and proclaimed by others.
Yeah, okay.
I can tell this is pretty basic, but I'll be able to get through it.
Alrighty, well, thanks everybody, and welcome Leon and Glenn to the show for the first time. I really appreciate that. And with those lovely introductions, it's time to turn these tables. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and start off with a brief panel discussion for the night, so we can save time for the campaign. We don't want to run this thing too long. So for our first question of the night, do you guys know what D&D is? Have you ever heard of it before?
It's trippy.
Okay, trippy.
Wait, what's trippy about it?
Dude, it's like 15 minutes, man, and I don't know, man. It lasts a lifetime, but in the present.
Okay, I believe as I said DMT as
okay.
opposed to D&D, but we're going to go ahead and move on. Anybody else know what D&D is?
I thought you meant D&B like Dave and Buster's.
Okay, that's nice.
I'm also good for this.
All right. Cledus already in character. Clearly you have an idea of what D&D is. Could you give us a little brief summary?
I have an idea. Well, what isn't D&D? I mean, it's just the world at this point. It's just my world, like all this stuff. I don't even need this character sheet. It's in my head, I am my character hand.
Okay, well, you're probably going to need that later, but that's all right for now. So a common thread throughout each Dungeons & Dragons campaign is that they all take place in mystical lands beyond the bounds of reality. So if you guys had your own mystical lands, what would that probably look like? You want to start us off, D&D expert, with your mystical knowledge?
You can let them go first. Okay. See what they think it is.
Oh, well, I think for my fantasy world, it'd be a nice open field with plenty of room for my dog to run around. And we would always get the paper on time every morning. And sometimes I'd make myself some toast and eggs in the morning, and I would sleep on the floor.
That does sound magical. What about you, Cledus?
Oh, I'm just thinking more or less, just a bunch of naked women with a lot of something like that, just everywhere. It's gonna start.
Okay, well, I appreciate your dedication to staying in character, Cledus. Yeah, Leon, you got any answers? Mystical, magical world you want to tell us about?
I don't want it to be like a school, but like all of these people who have like powers. They're like wizards. They like go there and like they learn all their tricks and stuff. But like there's this one bad guy who like no one gets along with, but like everybody cannot say his name, but I say his name because I don't care.
Okay.
I was taken from my parents.
All right. I believe you're referring to the Harry Potter franchise, very popular,
I read those
world-renowned. But that does sound very good. Any mystical, magical worlds you got cooked up for us here?
I mean, you guys are just the tip of the iceberg. Dungeons, Dragons, and that's a thing. But really, it's real, all right? You know, I don't role play, I just become. I am a warrior, I am a thief, I am a mage, you know.
You sound like a fucking weeb.
You sound like you got a stroke.
Dude,
I'll
you're
kill
wicked.
you.
Your character should have disadvantage on everything for being disabled.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next question here. Many players give their characters magical abilities. If you could have one simple magical ability, not a superpower, magical ability, what would it be?
I think if I could to have any magical ability, it would to be to brew the perfect cup of coffee every day.
Okay. Aiming, shooting low there, Pete. That's what I appreciate about you. Okay, Cledus, any magical abilities?
I would be invisible.
Invisible. What would you do invisible?
I need some time to think about that one.
All right.
Go ahead, go back to me.
All right. Leon, you got anything real quick? Any quick magical abilities you want to tell us about quickly?
I'd want to be able to see the present.
Okay, all right. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut that one off there. It looks like we're actually out of time for our panel, so we can save a little time for our epic campaign coming up. So coming up next, Pete and Cledus are actually going to explain the rules of Dungeons and Dragons to us, and after that, the campaign begins. So stay tuned. Band, give us some magical music to play us out, please.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons.
Hey guys, today Cledus and I are going to explain how the rules of Dungeons and Dragons work.
So wait, I've never played. I don't know how I'm supposed to.
So D&D is hosted by a person called a Dungeon Master. The Dungeon Master, well me, writes the story and creates the world that the party plays in. This story is called a campaign.
The only campaigns I support are the Republican Party, except for Dan.
This is a 20-sided die, also known as a D20. Every now and again, the DM will prompt players to roll this to do what's called a skill check, which gauges how successful their actions are. Roll closer to a 1 and you're in dire straits.
I love that band.
Roll closer to a 20 and you're smooth sailing.
I do not know that band.
All of this culminates to create a fun role-playing experience for the whole party.
The last fun party I was at, everyone was naked.
All right, any questions, Cledus?
I think I got it as long as we're talking about naked people. I just got to do that and roll some dice. That sounds like pretty good to me.
Okay, it looks like we're out of time, but don't worry, off screen I'm going to make sure he doesn't get naked. No, please stop getting...
I'm good.
No,
Just go ahead
please,
now.
don't do this. Please, Cledus, please stop.
The turn. With Ronnie
Hey guys,
Salami.
hey guys, and welcome back to the turn. I guess I'm hosting this campaign, what you call the Dungeon Master. Today we're going to be going through a story, a shared story, where you guys are going to be interacting with the world around you, playing a role. But first, to give the audience kind of an idea of who you are, I think we should go around and introduce our characters that we're playing as. So, if you'd like to go first.
Well, my name is Artie, and there's 3 things you should know about me. Is that I'm scrappy, I'm clever, and I'm quick.
Okay.
I am Gerald Longbeard. I am a human wizard, and I have a penchant for magical items.
Nice. Go ahead, Cledus.
Cledus, like I said, I'm still orc barbarian. I still reside in Chico Hills, California. So.
Nice. And then go ahead, Leon.
I'm a Frodo Potter, and I'm a gnome and a soccer, and my spells are like acid,
I think you mean sorcerer. Sorcerer.
sorcerer,
Soccer.
and I do like acid splash spells, and I do stuff with magic and fog.
Okay. Well, that's good. So we have all figured out who our characters are. There's one thing that we need to take care of before we get started, and that is the ultimate truth of Dungeons and Dragons sessions is that no session is fully complete without snacks available for us to eat. So, hey, Giovanni, why don't you go ahead and bring in the pizza? I figured. I figured I should ask you to bring some pizza.
I'll dispense it. Here you go. Nomeo.
Here, I'll take a piece of pizza.
Tasty
Yeah,
little
thanks,
horse
I
of
appreciate-
party.
Oh, gee, okay, I guess he is a quick guy. He's pretty quick.
Yeah,
That's
what you
right.
guys playing? Meatball
That's
mozzarella? What you guys
really
going?
Greasy.
Let's play Dungeons
It's
and
really
Dragons.
greasy.
Oh, that is awful. That's terrible.
Very cold already. All right.
I can't
Hey,
stop
don't let me
eating
stop you.
either.
I'll
Are you
supervise.
just
for
gonna
it.
watch for a
You
little bit?
want to play?
No, I'm
No, you can't. Okay. Well, this is a story that I wrote called "The Pumpkin King's Ball." Are you guys ready to go ahead and get started?
So ready.
All right, here we go. We open on a graveyard. Greenish yellow miasma perforates what once was a gorgeous green pasture, but it is now a wasteland
I
of
make a
rot.
perception check.
Wait, no.
What do I see? I got a 4.
Okay, you don't see anything. But it's a wasteland of rot, mold, and darkness. Dilapidated headstones made of rock and cast iron are dappled across the seemingly endless field of death. Not a welcoming color in
I'll
sight.
make another perception check.
Lightning stretches across. You don't see anything. Lightning stretches across the dark brown sky like the branches of dead trees scattered over crypt walls and tombstones. We're going to fall upon a small, relatively untouched corner of the graveyard wherein lie our 4 heroes. As you waken first from your slumber, Mr. Longbeard,
Yeah.
you notice that there's a rumble of thunder in the distance, and you find a crumpled invitation to a party from the night before in your pocket.
this?
But you don't remember where it came from, and you don't have any recollection of the events of the night before. The others shortly after also waken up, each finding the same invitation placed into their pockets. The invitations are labeled as so. Now listen carefully. You have been cordially invited to the Pumpkin King's Ball. Bring a guest and a fancy shareable food item and prepare for a night of joy, wonder, and mystery.
I don't have the money for a food item.
Could I do a vibe check?
Yeah, you go ahead and do a vibe check.
Oh, 3, I didn't.
You're not catching any vibes.
I do a reroll.
You notice 2 distinct paths come from this origin point. You can see on the left a large opening with mostly trees and greenery, and the graveyard clears up a bit. But on the right, there's a row of finely and ornately decorated crypts going on for about a mile. So which way do you go? Do you go left to the
Did
opening?
you say ornately decorated?
Ornately decorated.
I want to. Are there jewels on it?
Well, they're just ornately decorated
I wanna
crypts.
take it.
Okay.
I would also say we go towards the crypts.
Okay. 1 second.
What did I get from the ornate decorations?
In a moment of bravery, you start for the crypts,
Thank you. Thanks,
each of
appreciate
which
that.
bears a strange and unfamiliar name, such as McTire, Stewart, Shake, or Woolworth. The wind howls and the ground begins to soften up from the rain that seems to have soaked it for the last centuries. As you pass each crypt, a general sense of dread fills you to your brim. You can almost
I
begin
make
to
a
hear...
constitution check.
Go ahead.
4.
Okay, well, it seems like you're not doing very well right now with your checks.
Let me roll again.
You almost
bad.
begin to
Let's
hear
go- okay.
whispers and pleadings for freedom emanating from inside of the crypts, as if someone were standing at the doors, pounding and begging to be released.
God, okay.
Do you decide to keep going?
I would like to listen
got
to what
any
the
money?
cries are saying.
You'd like to listen to the crypts? Okay,
Yes,
go ahead and
yes.
roll a perception
All
check.
right, you got it. Roll it. And it's a 12.
You lean in.
I want to roll one too.
I want to roll one too.
Wait, can I roll one?
You guys,
Mine was better. Can I do it?
go ahead and roll.
Make him
No,
do
no,
it
no,
because
no. We're not rolling cigarettes or whatever. Yeah, go ahead.
I got the best. Can I?
All right. Well, you guys all listen in.
Okay.
We'll just do it that way.
That sounds good.
And
No, I
you
listen
hear soft whispers. But then all of a sudden, a reanimated corpse bearing a spear comes lunging out from behind this next crypt and tries to attack you. Everyone, roll initiative.
Okay. All right. 11.
13.
This is a serious situation.
I'm 17.
Where did
I
you?
need my glow in the dark dice.
Oh God. Okay.
Have you not
We
rolled
are in the
initiative
we
yet?
are in the crypt.
Can we skip him?
It glows in the dark.
What a noob.
What is yours, 3?
3.
Okay, great.
That's because it's not you can't see it. Look, it glows.
Oh, I just see kind of, yeah. It is
Yeah, it
kind of
glows a
glowing
little
everywhere.
bit.
Okay, let me do it again.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
No, that's
you
all
already
right.
rolled.
That's
You get a
okay.
3. Okay, so 17.
He's
I'll start off because I have the highest number. So the corpse, he takes his spear and he starts jabbing it at you guys. 10. He manages to hit Cledus right in his shoulder.
Oh.
It cuts a gash open, but it doesn't seem to keep you from fighting.
I'm okay.
So, yeah, you're okay. Who's the next highest one?
Yeah, I believe it was Leon.
Okay, so what are you gonna do? How are you gonna attack the guy?
I'm gonna slap his butt.
Okay, go ahead and roll for slapping his butt.
Better be good.
9. Well, you swing and you kind of hit his thigh, and he doesn't really feel all that glad about it.
It's a good spanking.
So he begins to start focusing on you with his spear, and he's going to try to attack you next round. You're next.
Okay, I'm gonna cast my Ray of Frost at his feet.
Okay, go ahead and roll for Ray of Frost.
Gotcha. 3.
All right, so you completely miss him. All right, go ahead. What are you going to do?
I'm going to snake in the
I
shadows.
thought I was ahead of him.
No, wait, all right, wait. Is you...
Mine was 4. You had 3 first roll.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Go ahead, and you can go
I'd like to
next.
call him out
No,
for
no, it's
cheating.
okay. You don't have to call him out for cheating.
He's cheating.
I'm going to go ahead and
was
use my
obviously
rage. So my rage and
No, wait, no. It just no. There's no penis involved. It's
What
just,
kind?
you just get
I'm
really.
gonna roll for
you
it.
get
How
really-
big it is in inches.
Okay.
It's an 8. I'll take
Okay, you
that.
got
one.
eight.
Respectable.
Mine's big.
That's
Not so
respectable.
bad.
That's above average.
18.
That's not real life.
You have 18
It's taller
inches.
than me.
Oh my god.
I don't
Okay.
think that's.
Can you roll for attacking him?
Right. Yeah, I'll re-roll it. Yeah. 18. It's so
18.
big. My
Okay. So in a fit of rage, you attack him with your genitals, and it actually knocks him to the ground, and he knocks his head.
Oh, and a show.
Molly
Go ahead. He's incapacitated, but you haven't finished the job quite yet. Go ahead. What
I'm
you
gonna
gonna do?
snake around, and I'm gonna stab him in the upper thigh where he was slapped.
Okay, go ahead.
It's a skeleton, but
17.
17. So you slap him in the thigh so hard it severs his femoral artery, and he dies.
oh my God.
So you kill.
I
the-
want
you
to take his
kill-
bones.
You want to take the corpse's
I want
bones?
to take his bones, and I want to take his skull, and I'll make it talk like this.
Hey, but he has a spear.
And I want to make him sing shit
take-
He
I'll
too.
wants
the
to, the man
spear.
wants to
I'll
take the bones.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I take the spear too.
You want
No,
to?
I took it first.
took it.
Get the bones first.
Okay. No one
Roll
takes.
for it,
No.
Spacek,
No.
Spacek.
No. No one takes the spear. No one takes the bones. Put the. Oh my God.
I just want to say that he got a 14 and I got a 15.
He's
So
I
I got
was
the
it
spear.
red.
After taking care of him, you notice a fork in the road. You
I pick it up.
No, the road diverges. You either take a sharp turn to the left or a continual road straight and narrow. So do you
gold
go to the
fork?
left or do you continue straight and narrow?
We'll go straight.
I use
I'm straight.
I'm
so
gonna.
think
Yeah,
we
I
should
say
probably
we go.
straight.
We
I
should
use
go
my
straight.
amulet of insight.
You use your amulet of insight. Okay.
That's because I'm clever.
Well, it would appear that the way of going straight and narrow seems to be a lot more forgiving of you, and you.
The way of going straight and narrow seems a lot more forgiving to me.
So you guys go straight and narrow.
So she's fit.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Shit.
All right, you keep walking, and as you keep going, it starts to rain. And thunder and lightning splitting the night sky. You begin to run in hopes of finding a break from the rain. As you keep running, you find a small cobblestone fortress with a torchlight burning inside. The road seems to continue on the other side of it, but there's no way but through. So what do you guys do next?
I want to use the torch.
You want to use your own torch?
No, their torch.
Well, it's inside the building. Are you inside the building already? Do you want to go in the building?
I say we lock Leon out. And we...
I say we all go in, but Cledus goes first.
Okay, so
I like
you
that
want to do
plan.
that?
How about if I roll a higher number? If I guess the number, I don't have to. 11.
12.
Okay,
I
so
guessed it.
go in. You
Okay.
go on in, and as you walk up to the door, you ready yourself to knock. But right as you move to do so, the door slowly opens already. Before you is it's a wide open atrium filled with gallant lighting and ornate decor. A
Did you
table.
say ornate?
Ornate.
You say decor?
Decor.
I take the
A
decor.
table covered in glorious feast of meats, cheeses, vegetables, and crusty bread sits at the center of this hall.
I take the crusty bread.
No, wait, 1 second. I have to finish my description. Surrounded by several comfy velvet chairs, there are fine golden goblets filled with what appears to be red wine and mead.
Okay, now we take the crusty bread.
No, I take the crusty bread.
shit.
Well,
You
it's
can
assumed-
piss on it.
You're gonna piss on the bread?
Ferment it.
You're gonna ferment the.
Just roll to piss
I'll
on the
take
bread.
crusty fermented bread. Okay, next.
Dude, he's going.
Okay, so are you guys all gonna start eating at the
I'm
table?
going to take some food, and I'm going to say, Cledus, here you go, mate. Have a bite.
I'm gonna slap that from him. Cause he probably got jams on him.
Okay, will you take a bite of one I didn't touch?
I'm full. I ate the crusty bread already. The crusty pissed on bread.
Okay, so he's eating bread, but you start to notice that Cledus is starting to eat all the food at the table in a ravenous, angry fashion, to the point where it's becoming very
Oh, I got
alarming.
raging again. Oh no! I got it on my face.
He's guzzling so much wine that his upper lip is starting to turn red, and it becomes very clear that you guys need to stop him.
Okay, I'm gonna cast sleep on him.
You're gonna cast sleep on
Yeah,
him.
absolutely.
Okay.
Wait, we're
so
allowed to take naps?
No. He's gonna, so go ahead and roll for
All
casting
right.
sleep.
It's an 8.
It's an 8. So you actually hit Cledus with your sleep spell, and it slows him down enough to realize that maybe he should stop eating this much. When all of a sudden you hear a voice entering all of your minds. I see you have fallen for my game, you filthy animals. Dad? Your greed and gluttony gets the best of you. Now you are all forever ensnared at the dinner table and can never turn away.
So he's
Bummer.
fucking annoying.
But it's apparent that only Cledus is ensnared at the table, and you guys have to do something quick.
Okay.
I say we leave him.
That's honestly a good idea.
No, you guys can't. We can't split up the party. We have to.
Let's kidnap him.
We can't.
So knock him out? Somebody
You all.
want to like hit him over the head with something? Yeah, here. I'll,
If you incapacitate him now, you won't be able to use him for the rest of the campaign.
I start eating. I'm so hungry. I start eating Leon.
okay. That sounds threatening.
There's a
actually.
candle at the table. A candle at the table that's flickering purple flame, and it appears to be emanating the power that's ensnaring Cledus. So maybe.
Okay, I ignore the candle
No, don't.
and
no.
I throw a
Is it-
stone
Does
at
the candle look
Cletus.
expensive?
The candle looks magical. We don't have a lot of time, guys. You
I'll
really
take
need
it.
to do something.
all right.
You take the candle.
Hurry up.
As you take the candle extinguishes. All the food disappears. You guys really need to get going. We're almost to the end. We have to go really fast. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I need to die. Dumbass.
All
You
right.
can
What's
have
next,
your
Pete?
dice, and I can have mine.
So as you guys are exiting the castle after all the food has disappeared and you guys are getting, I'm sorry, we have to really expedite this process. You guys are all of a sudden, you're all of a sudden on your way to the what seems to be an exit of the graveyard. You see a cast iron fence and it swings wide open, and you stumble into the final courtyard. You see there within the gloomy miasma and the repulsive stench of rot, the Pumpkin King. Draped in a tattered black cloak with a jack-o'-lantern grin only to be described as chilling. He brandishes a staff made of pumpkin stems and bones. With an evil cackle he shouts, "Welcome, esteemed guests, to the Pumpkin King's ball! I see you brought no food, nor any extra guests. I am disappointed."
Should we go round up some more
say
people?
We try to seduce it.
No, do not.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Yeah.
No, do not
seduce
seduce.
chick.
Stop! I play tested this with somebody, and everybody tried to have sex with the Pumpkin King, and it went on for 45 minutes. We need to finish this.
All right. Well, that's fine. Then I'll hit him with a ray of frost. Then.
Well, everyone roll initiative.
9.
16.
20.
20.
20.
20. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Right. I go and I stab him.
Okay, go ahead.
Always tried and true.
11.
So as you swing your knife down to stab him, you actually manage to gash into his shoulder, but you see it quickly seal back up with his magical powers.
And I'm gonna take the rest of my movement to run away.
Okay, so you run away. I'm next because I'm 18.
It's barely legal.
Happy birthday.
The Pumpkin King swings his magical staff around and starts shooting pumpkins out of the end of it. 6. So they all miss you.
Pumpkins.
Sounds good.
Dumb
All right.
I'll go. I had 16.
Okay.
I'm gonna go on top of it and his mouth.
Okay, you're gonna defecate in his
I
mouth.
got 2 fireballs,
Okay.
and they.
No.
They
You've got 2 fireball spells. That
oh,
doesn't
I'm
mean
gonna
you're-
use the fireball spell and in his mouth.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to help him.
That's a 20. Let's
Okay.
go.
Climb on his pumpkin head. You climb on his pumpkin head, and you defecate 2 large fireballs into his mouth.
All right.
But it doesn't quite kill him. You can see that his face is shriveled a little bit. He's close to death, but it seems that he'll need
Shouldn't
a
it
few
be
more
3
blows.
fireballs?
He's mostly dead on the inside.
He's mostly, well, yeah, so we need to kill him,
Okay.
finish him off.
I think it's your go, Leon.
I'm gonna take acid splash, and I'm gonna throw it in his mouth and clean his mouth.
Very courteous.
Okay,
Very
roll
courteous.
roll for cleaning his dental care. 13. Well, the acid splash hits his lips and it burns him a little bit, but more than that, it doesn't really clean his teeth. Still has stinky pumpkin breath.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try again to cast sleep upon this evil
Okay, go ahead.
creature.
Go ahead and
See
see.
if I can pacify him, and my roll is 7.
So you hit him, his eyes close for 2 seconds, and he's back awake again.
Great. That's awesome.
All right, go ahead. We got to do this fast.
I want to climb on top of Cledus, and I want to jump off of him and jam my dagger into his pumpkin eye socket.
Okay,
I'm gonna bring out my gun that I got
Wait, no.
back, and I'm just
No,
gonna
no, no,
shoot.
no.
I'm just gonna
No,
shoot
you
him.
don't have a
I
gun
feel
in-
like that would just do it.
You don't have a gun in your character description. Go ahead and try and do your move.
Okay. Here, hold them up. 5. Okay, so
So,
it
one
should,
AR-15
it
is
should
gonna
be
have,
like,
three-
according
Oh,
to
he
the
has a
rules,
whole book.
it should be like
thought you were supposed to have the book.
We're not doing all the statistics.
I thought you had.
It's just a
But-
5, right?
No, it's like, it's okay. Hear me out.
he's
Okay.
got-
So I got this.
Where is he?
These are just
Where
character
is he?
sheets. It's
Okay,
just
he's
describing different
Okay,
characters.
so like if I got there and I have advantage on it because I'm small and I climbed on top, it should
Okay,
be like
sir.
like a 20.
No, you're saying I was supposed to get a plus 15 modification for your... You're supposed to...
You seem pretty shit. This.
I think we're just going to stick with a 5. You just miss him.
Damn it.
Sorry.
So I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm gonna use rage again, and out of my rage, I pull out a gun
I only
from a
gave
shed.
I only gave you 1 rage.
But it recharged.
Wait, no.
Okay,
Please just use the rules.
I'll get a torch and stick it on his rear bum. You know.
Okay, so you're gonna stick a torch in his rear.
If this were real
Three.
D&D, I would
got
have
3?
jumped off
Yeah.
of him and I would have
Okay,
stabbed
you
him.
accidentally
Yeah.
burn your hand with the torch and you drop
is
it. What are you
bullshit.
gonna do?
I'm gonna take my fog cloud and I'm gonna throw it in the
This is
air,
fake.
and then we're all gonna suck it in, and we're gonna forget about everything.
I like that one.
Yeah,
You
I
roll
like
for
that. I
one.
like that
Okay,
plan.
roll for
Please
that.
roll. Please roll for
one
that
quick.
one.
14.
Hey.
Okay. The cloud goes up in the air, but the Pumpkin King sucks it in. Wait, no, listen. And suddenly, his angry demeanor starts to fade into a solemn frown. He suddenly starts to become still, and a single tear rolls down his face. His devilish grin dissolves into a desperate scowl.
That's just sad.
I want to pickpocket
Okay.
him.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a rock at him.
He says to you, I'm sorry for what it is I'm doing. There isn't much time. I can only hold off the curse for so much longer. Strike me between my eyes. This is the only way to be sure to stop this.
All right. Well, I'm gonna use my stone sling with 5 stones to throw a stone right in the center of his head.
Okay, go ahead.
All
I wanna
right.
catch it as he
this
throws
this
it.
roll. This is gonna be my one good roll of the night. Check it out. 17.
As,
I don't mean to call it like that. All right. Yeah.
As the final hit lands-
Yeah.
as the final
Good job,
hit lands, a
Ronnie.
gust of wind erupts from the
Ronnie.
cracked flesh of the Pumpkin King's jack-o'-lantern head. The miasma and thunder all blowing away in a fast, angry breeze. The sky begins to brighten from a dark brown to an amber yellow, and then a bright pale blue. The Pumpkin King, accepting defeat and rapidly losing power, falls to his knees. He begins to shrivel up and says this time in a much calmer voice, "Thank you for freeing me. I've been stuck in this curse for centuries, and I'm finally free of the eternal torture placed upon me. I hope you can find it in yourselves to forgive me. I didn't know what I was doing."
I'm gonna kick him in the face.
No.
That's an 18. That's a
Yeah,
pretty good boot
he
right
gets
there.
him good. He gets him real
I say,
good.
okay, boomer, and then I just kick him square in the face and he dies. The end.
Okay, you kick him in the face, but as his final breaths draw to a close, he says something that you can barely make out. It's barely a whisper, not to
So
you,
we do
but
get
to
to make
someone
out.
else beyond. He says, "I love you, Mama. I'm coming home."
Sound like a I'm glad I kicked him in the face. Mama boy.
A smile stretches across his face as his last breath escapes him, leaving him cold and still on the now green ground beneath him.
I want to take his head.
Was this like an analog for your childhood the whole time?
No,
All right.
Say we
silly. That was it, you guys.
Wait, so when do we actually play?
Wait, when do we actually?
Yeah, when's
We
the
just
game?
we just did the.
All right, well, unfortunately, we are out of time for tonight's episode, so I'm going to thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of The Turn. And as always, make sure you're following us on social media at The Turn MT10 on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And are you subscribed to our YouTube channel? If not, do it right now. You don't want to miss out on the new episodes like this and all of our exclusive content like our series, Still Turning and The Turnaround. Thanks again for watching. I'm your host, Ronnie Salami, and have a great night. Big Mike and the Dynamite, go ahead and play us out.
Good job, Dungeon guys.
Great.
Good job,
dungeon.
Gnome. Good job, Viking. The turn. Dungeons and Dragons. On the turn. Dungeons. Dragons on the turn, on the turn, the turn, Dungeons and Dragons on the turn. Good job, Gnome.
That was for you.